Promised Neverland, Chapter 180. This, this honestly sounds, this sounds right, honestly. So, we're left off with the last chapter. It was revealed that Emma was gone. No one knew where she was. Everyone was in the human world, but Emma was just, she was gone. No one knew where she was or had any trace of her. And they all thought that maybe she was lying, or maybe there was some ulterior motive to the demon god's promise. But everyone didn't give up hope. They remembered everything about Emma and how they've helped her, how she's helped everyone push through this whole thing that's everything in the demon world, and how she's helped change them for the better. So we kick off this chapter where we left off. Emma in a snowy area being found by a man. We cut to a cottage where Emma wakes up in a blanket, and it's revealed to us that she doesn't remember anything. And then we get the missing pieces, the real thing, the real truth of what happened when Emma made that promise. What he wanted was Emma's family, but he promised that she and everyone could go to the human world and live their lives. But what he really wanted for an equal take-back was Emma's memories of who she was, her family, everything. And that all disappeared. Honestly, that does seem like a pretty hefty cost. She has no idea who she is, or who anyone, or if she even has a family. When she wakes up, the old man questions her. He asks about family, friends, parents, Emma, even her own name. She doesn't even know her own name. Emma has emotions and everything, but her memory is like a blank slate. Nothing. The old man's questioning about everything. He's like, this is all too weird. There's nothing here that gives me an idea of who she is, but she's carrying a rifle. That's weird. So yeah, the old man is basically tells Emma that it's all right if you don't remember anything. Just stay here, get better, warm up, etc. You might remember something eventually. A month passes, and Emma still remembers nothing. One night we then cut to her having a dream where someone's calling her name, Emma, Emma, and we get somewhat blank versions of every character we met. Bujika, Hugo, everyone from Goldie Pond, her siblings from Gracefield, Norman and Ray. She states how nice, and she has no idea who Emma is or who everyone that's calling that name out is, but she feels a warmth about it. She feels happy, and then that disappears, and she wakes up. When she's like, from what we can tell, she's been having that dream multiple times ever since she arrived. So she wakes up and she sees the old man walking into the snow. She grabs her coat and runs outside to see what's going on, and we see this giant area, a graveyard of wooden crosses. Horrified, Emma asks, "What is this?" And he's like, "It's my family. My family, my friends, my home, everyone I knew. They lost their lives in a stupid war. I'm the only one left." But he does state that even though they're gone, as long as he remembers them, they're still a part of him. He lives on for them, which is kind of beautiful. As long as you remember the people you've lost, they're still with you, and I like it. I love how it's referencing that war that happened, that world war that happened in the human world as the kids were, as opposed to what was going on in the demon world, and the consequences of that war. Because we didn't really see any consequence of that war. We were told about everything, but we weren't shown it. And by seeing this, it's good attention to detail, because we do see like a danger sign with chains and a skull and crossbones. It's a huge graveyard. It's nearly a 2-page spread with a ton of crosses to mark all the graves. That is big attention to detail with that area. It's like where he is where his village once stood, where everyone he knew, his family and friends, lived. He stays there because that cottage is his home, but also so he can be by the graves of his family and friends, so to help not forget about him. And then Emma describes her feelings with her dreams and everything. And she's like, even though I don't know what's going on, all I do is wake up wanting to cry. And she breaks down in tears. The old man comforts her and says that eventually we'll find something. Or, it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel this way. So, so after that, some time seemingly passes, and Emma's like, the dreams stopped coming. She's like, I'm going to take advantage of my new life, have new memories and everything, and start enjoying my life, soak in everything that's in front of me. So we see Emma and the old man go to a town, and Emma's like, is honestly pretty amazed at how many houses there are and how many people. The old man tells her that she shouldn't get lost, or else they won't be able to find a train home. So you can assume they went out for like a supply run. They went to a nearby town to get supplies, and from the way it's drawn, it seems to be like a merchant town or something like that, or just a basic town for to get food and everything. People live there, have businesses, etc. It's nice. And joyfully, Emma runs across the boardwalk, but down below is Ray, Gilda, and what looks like Phil. And I think, from what I can tell, they do seem a bit older. So, for maybe a year, maybe after that whole 1 month time skip with Emma at the old man's house, after finding the graves, it's very possible that maybe a year or two passed. I do see that. I do kind of see that being a thing, because the way Phil was drawn, he does seem older. He looks taller. So, or it could just be how it was drawn in the angle, and not much time has passed. But I'm okay with a time skip because it takes a lot of time for someone with that type of amnesia to be gone. And that's how the chapter ends. I do think, and here's the thing, Promised Neverland is said to have its final chapter, I believe, next week. It's going to be 27 pages, so it's going to be a bigger chapter. It's going to have a lot to cover. It's going to have a lot to cover, like everyone finding Emma probably regaining her memories. I doubt she's going to regain her memories. She might make new memories. Stuff like that. But yeah, this was a good chapter, in my opinion. This was honestly great, because we're like, hold on. There was no cost for the promise. That was something I was concerned about. It felt like almost some sort of cop-out. But it delivered with this chapter. The real promise. Emma loses her memories, and she could never see her family again. At least that's what the demon god told her. Which is why she woke up in some remote location from where everyone else was. So, it's possible that the demon god is doing stuff behind the scenes to make sure that Emma never runs into her family in order to agree to everything, to agree to all this. But it's also possible that that even if she can't see her family again, the fact that she doesn't know who they are, but they know her, it can lead to some pretty interesting and heartfelt moments. Some sad moments also. Honestly, with seeing Emma not know who she was, I honestly was kind of scared. And honestly, when she started breaking down into tears, I honestly felt for her. This is a good chapter, and I do see Promised Neverland having a pretty good end. If they keep going this route, and the next chapter is just as good, if not better, I can mark Promised Neverland down as one of the best manga I've ever read. I mean, I haven't read too many, but I think this is one of the best manga in Shonen Jump, and I really, really enjoy it. This was a good chapter, and I really hope it sticks the landing, because Emma's one of my favorite protagonists, and Promised Neverland is one of the best manga and one of my favorite mangas of all time. I mean, and that might honestly end up changing, but I do see it in my top 10 for now. But with all that said and done, what do you guys think? How do you think Promised Neverland's how the ending is going to wrap everything up? What do you think of the big reveal that Emma loses her memories as the cost, and that she can seemingly never see her family again, which is why she ended up in the area where she was? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll make more videos about sooner. And once Promised Neverland is done, I'll try and fill the gap with everything with another manga, hopefully. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But with all that said and done, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I can't wait for the next chapter.